Okay, this is a fly sweep series, okay? I think this is unbelievable, this fly sweep. There's some yards out there in this fly sweep that we started getting into this past year. But the thing you got to do is, if you run the fly sweep, you got to be able to run the motion off of it and complement your runs. You can't just be one-dimensional. Hey, I'm just going to hand the ball off every time. You got to be able to complement some type of motion in it where you're faking the fly sweep and then handing the ball off. This has got to be the easiest scheme, because when I looked at it, you look at Pitt runs it, a lot of teams, different teams are starting to go in the NFL, people run it, you go, how the hell do they do that? It's as simple as could be. When I think of fly sweeps, I think of formation, I think of personnel groups, because up front you're just blocking tight zone. All you're doing is blocking tight zone. So in this case here, we're running to a Y and an F and the Z. We're blocking tight zone to the left here. In this drawing, at times, in the fly sweep series, we'll cut that 3 technique loose. We won't block them. The guard will go ahead and flipper the 3 technique, this right guard. And then the tackle will climb for the Mike backer. They're working this combination to the will. Sometimes these spots will move, which are fine. They'll move. You just got to, I tell these guys, you come off the ball, you just block what's in your spot. Okay, because it comes spots. Here we're blocking the 3. By game plan, sometimes we might block them, sometimes we might not. The key element for these guys that are arcing is they got to get their hat on the outside half. Very similar as when you teach the wide zone. You're getting your inside shoulder, that guy's outside shoulder, you're getting your hat on the outside half. And the outside receiver has got to get his hat on the outside shoulder. Here, this is really good versus, again, putting in an unbalanced, covering up an eligible, handing off to the receiver, okay? And then once again, coming at a U personnel, it can be really, really good running this because, again, they are packing the box. Teams start to pack the box. Hey, I want to get the ball on the perimeter. It could be a fly sweep. It could be some type of toss scheme. I'm going to do something to them. And this loosens them up. You can kind of see with this auxiliary run game is, hey, we're blasting a low technique. We're crunching the 3 technique. We're running the toss play. We're cracking an end. Right? Now we're coming back and running the fly sweep again. In the scheme of things, I'm trying to wear their ass out up front. I'm trying to make those big guys run sideline to sideline that slows them down. Okay? Okay, so now, what we taught this guy that's getting the ball, the snap point's the B gap. And every guy's different with the quarterback. Quarterback and the receiver, if it's a halfback, whoever you're putting out there, the snap point, okay, is the B gap. We've said here that you want to be 1.5 yards from the quarterback's heels. That's what we've taught them. You want to be 1.5 yards to the quarterback's heels. And these guys, as simple as this, coming back to this flank slot, all they want to do is they block the D and C gap. Everybody else is blocking tight zone to the right here. And he's doing it. He's giving the ball to the receiver, and then a great fake with the halfback and the quarterback on this. You'll find that some receivers can do this, some guys can't. Okay? But again, you got to fake this motion and throw some type of pass off of it. Runs are very good off of it because these guys will start to fly and try to play the fly sweep. And you can run the tight zone by handing the ball off. So again here, we're just blocking tight zone to the right, center right guard working that spot. Okay? We're letting this guy dangle, we'll beat him. Okay, we'll let this inside guy, they're playing a little bit of a different front here, crashing the 3, crashing the 5. We're handing it off, and then once he gets the ball, he's got a belly. Once he gets it, he's got a belly back from these defenders over to the left here. You can watch as we do this. Now we're doing that empty. We can pull any formation, any personnel group. You can make this illusion that, hey, I'm going to throw the ball out of this, right? And now you pull this, hey, I'm going to run a fly sweep out of it. Good thing about this, you get an empty, sometimes they got an empty check, right? They might go to a too high safety shell. Hey, it could be very good. run the ball. Receiver, man-to-man, he's running them off. Once he stops, block him. The outside guy here, the tight end's going for the outside shoulder. He's trying to reach the outside shoulder here. They're trying to work this call here, where they're sending this guy through, but the call where I said sometimes we don't block the 4-eye. Okay, he crashes, or the 3 technique, he crashes in front of the guard, so the guard takes him. He's just got to keep coming. Keep coming for that guy. Flatten your course. You can see here they're just blocking tight zone. Away we go. Sometimes right here, we tell these guys to go chop them, right? Because usually people that see that on film, DBs, they go, damn, they're coming out. They're chopping guys. You want to get on the outside half, we're chopping them. Or again, we're in an empty formation. He's probably, the receiver's a little tight here. I said 1.5 yards from the quarterback heels when he gets the ball. Then he wants to belly. We're just blocking tight zone up front. It's that simple. Probably wouldn't do that from the start here by the inside receiver. Later on, I change it up. Sometimes we'll just release the tackle. He'll let that 4-eye go. He can go get in and go get his hat on the outside half of here of the outside guy. Here now, we shifted the YNF over. Then start the motion. You just got to be real careful, at times, if you run it back to the single receiver side, they might try to catch it or do something into the boundary. This is a pretty good exchange by 13 and the quarterback here. Good job by this tight end getting his hat on the outside half. Keep coming. Don't give up on it, receiver. Keep coming. You can see the different formations, personnel groups, motions you can do with this, don't you? It's pretty cool. Again, it's getting these guys running. We're just blocking tight zone up front. He needs to go. Don't mess with this guy. Go through. Go through. Later in the year, we changed it. Based just with the athleticism of the guy. Just going through, hey, we feel like this guy, if there's redirect, make the play. Yeah, and at times you can look at it, hey, this guy redirects well. This guy doesn't really redirect well. Hey, I'm running to this side. Hey, this 3 techniques is a badass. I better crunch his ass. This end's a badass. I'm going to come back and slice his ass. I mean, we're trying to always game plan to try to help ourselves up and try to create those matchups. We're going to unbalance here. The cool thing about it is you can do all sorts of different stuff with this, where you can start the guy in motion and bring him back. You can fake it and hand off the zone, like I said earlier. Good job by the 2 tight ends up top, getting their hat on the outside half. Good job by the receiver, trying to battle his ass off on the outside shoulder. First down. We ran this in a 3rd down situation. This might be in a situation where we say, hey, we had 2 downs. Coach said, hey, you got 2 downs, Drev. Here we're doubling the 3. We like for the right tackle to come off. But, in this deal here, sometimes just make them come off and make them think that the ball's getting handoff, that we're running tight zone. That right there freezes that 50 guy, doesn't it? That handoff. And the great thing about this is when teams start to play your fly sweep, then you want to come back, run the fake fly sweep, and then run the tight zone. That's when backers start to overflow. The end starts to come up the field. Hey, that thing can cut back. It's a hell of a compliment. When teams start to play the fly sweep, come back with the tight zone and fake the handoff. The other thing is, see how they're going to play the fly sweep early in the game. Teams, if you run a lot of fly sweep, how's the end going to do it? Right? And it tells a lot of tales of different schemes you have in how they're playing the end that day. This is good here. We're doing out of double here, 2x2. We're doing out of off. You know, this does complement some different things in terms of protections with your pass game, third down, second down. Hey, I'm going to get a situation. I'm going to get a 7-man protection. I'm going to have my tight end off the ball, yada, 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 right? And then now you're handing off a fly sweep. So it complements some of your formations that you do in the pass game. Like I said earlier on, we're trying to max that stuff. Here, this guy needs to keep going. I felt like this receiver can keep pressing outside and split it here between these two receivers right here, the tight end and the outside receiver. Combination, right guard, right tackle. Everybody's done it in tight zone. That's Pat Cougar. That's Sean Cougar's son right there. Everybody know Sean? Head coach El Paso, yeah, coach in the NFL. Todd Kalis' son. This guy right here, Bob, he's going to be a hell of a player. He's going to be coming back for senior and move him out to tackle, the 52, Mason Cole. This guy's going to be good too. I felt like this receiver, use your blockers. When you belly it, he's got his hat on the outside half. Keep coming outside. I think there's a good shot for the wide shot. Right? You see it? Keep working it. Keep working it. Don't cut back in. Any type of these perimeter run plays, what we tell the ball carrier is this. You want to go hash, number, sideline. Hash, number, sideline. That's what we tell the ball carrier. Any perimeters, you want to go hash, number, sideline, unless something tells you to come back inside. It's off the old option, right? The quarterback keeps it, hash, number, sideline. So we tell these guys. And the biggest key, any perimeter play, if you're on the backside, when it's time to pursue, like in a toss scheme, you want to run to that side. You want to come across the field if you're in it. More of a toss scheme I'm talking about. Maybe just a tad deep. This right here, I really believe this is a 1x3 formation. This causes defense problems, doesn't it? Because they, just like when you get trips, they all want to bow to this side. They're going to bow the backers. They're going to walk safety down. This causes problems. When I'm looking at this run game and I'm matching the pass game to this run game, hey, I'm trying to find out what presents them problems for these auxiliary runs. I said it earlier. You don't have time to coach all the auxiliary runs that I just went through. But I got one or two of them I'm going to put in that week that I know, hey, I know what I'm getting. It could be the cone formation. It could be, more teams have a standard way they play this 1x3. Would everybody agree in the room? Because it's an oddball. It's not trips, right? It's not doubles. It's not pro. It's not slot. It's different. This is really good. Especially when they're playing man covers, not rock and roll the safeties. This guy's got to chase them all the way. Great thing about it, you get some of that exotic third down, you got 2 downs to go for it, hand it off on a fly sweep, screw them. Maybe you can get it to 4th and 1, right? Convert on a 4th and 1. Again, 1x3 formation. One element over here. Not blocking the end. Getting the hat on the outside half. Bellying it. Ball carrier's bellying it. We're blocking the 3 here. Left guard, left tackle in combination, tight zone. We're handing the ball off. We're faking to the halfback. We're letting the end dangle. That's why this is a key thing here. He's got a belly. Why we're telling him belly after he gets the ball? To get away from that end. He has to belly. The ball carrier has to belly. Do not stay flat. Once you receive the ball, belly. We say about 2 yards. Some guys can actually go 2.5. He needs to belly just a little bit more to pull himself away from that end. That little bit of space might help him get around the edge. Yep. No. Yep. Just blocking normal. And why I did that was, again, not to put another thing on, hey, in this play, do this. Hey, my thought process, great question, Bob. My thought, hey, another chance we can work that combination, away we go. Because, you know, hey, these guys, they're creatures of habit. You get underneath the shoot, you do combinations. Hey, fit the double team. Hey, this is a guard tackle on the backside tight zone. Let's fit it, let's fit it, let's fit it. In my mind, I'm going to run the tight zone some point in time in the game. I want to know how that guy's going to fit, and I want them to have a damn feel how it fits. So I want to try to keep that all the same. At times, I'll let the 3 technique go to push that guy up the field, let that right guard slam the 3 and go. But earlier on, I said, you know what? These guys got to know how to double team a 3 technique on the backside of tight zone. So I just kept it the same.